Hey foodies, thanks for watching. I want to show you how to make a wild blueberry tart. These could be made from fresh or frozen wild blueberries, but we have to start by making our pastry. And we're going to start by adding our gluten-free all-purpose flour and our butter. And this butter is nice and cold. And a little bit of our sugar, all over sugar. And we're going to mix this up. And while it's mixing, I'm going to throw in my salt. Now that that's mixed up, I'm going to add in my eggs. I'm just going to grab a bowl because I like cracking my eggs into a separate container just to make sure there's no shells. And you can see there's no shells in there. There goes one. And there's the second one. So I'm going to mix that up until it becomes a nice, good, thick dough. What I love about cooking with gluten-free, or baking with gluten-free, I should say, is just as it comes together, if this was a regular dough, it would get tough if you overworked it like this. But because it's gluten-free, it doesn't get tough, it doesn't get hard, and it's perfect every time. You get the same result. And that's what I like about it being gluten-free and versus not gluten-free. So that's our dough. Oh, that smells good. And I'm going to put this aside. Okay, I probably only need about half of this. So let's slice this. I'll take a third off. And I've got some bench flour, which is also some gluten-free all-purpose flour. And I want to really... And then we're going to just roll this out. We don't want to roll it out too thin, otherwise it's going to fall apart on us. And you can see just as I roll it out, it sucked up or absorbed all of the butter already. Not the butter, the flour. That's looking really nice. Okay, so now we're going to just roll this up, just like that. And we're going to just finesse this into our pan. And it's all right if there's a few little cracks or holes, because we can always patch that. It doesn't really matter what it looks like at this point. You can see over here it's fallen off the edge. There, that looks pretty good. Okay, and I'm just going to press in the sides. Make sure it forms to the mold of the tart. Oh, there's a little bit came apart. That's all right. This looks and smells so good. Okay. I think we're ready. So an easy way to cut it is just take your rolling pin and run it around the edge. You get a really nice, clean edge right there. So next, I'm going to take a piece of parchment paper and lay it on the inside. And take some pie weights, or in my case, black beans. I'm just going to spread them out. And I'm going to par bake this in my preheated oven of 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius for about 10 minutes. We'll see you in a moment. Ten minutes later, the tart has been par baked and it looks great. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to set that aside for a moment. And it's still on the hot side. I've got some wild blueberries. Oh, let's get them all out of the bowl here. There we go. And I'm going to add my lemon juice. And my lemon zest. And that's the zest of a whole lemon and the juice of half a lemon. And again, my gluten-free all-purpose flour. And some sugar. And then I'm just going to stir this up. Making sure that the flour and the sugar is really well mixed. Okay, I'll just set that aside. Now we just bring this back over here. And we're going to pour this just like that. We got a little bit of our sugar and our flour right up at the top. And it's going to melt down anyway. And it's going to create this wonderful gelatinized, yummy. Okay, so we'll just smooth that out. And the blueberries will soften and melt all into the rest of the crust, so it should drop down a little bit. This is going to go back into the oven at the same temperature of 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius for about 35 minutes. So we'll be right back and we can see the finished product. So 35 minutes later in my oven. Your oven might vary slightly because every oven is different, but look at this tart. It looks beautiful. Now I'm calling it a tart because it doesn't have a lid on it. If it had a lid on it, it would obviously be a pie. I wonder what you think it could be. But either way, it's going to be delicious. And I want to take it out. Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to move that out of the way. And let's see if this comes apart. It does. Look at that. Came apart nicely. And I'm just going to set it down on the counter. There we go. Oh, so I want to take a slice of it. I want to see what it's like. I did let this cool to room temperature just to let everything set up. There is a little bit of moisture still, but I think after a few hours, it'll still set up even more. So let's take a nice slice. Just like that. And I've got my plate and my fork because I'm definitely having a piece of this. Oh, I don't want to lift the whole thing up. There we go. Oh, that looks beautiful. Look at that. Oh, it smells just delightful. That crust looks lovely. I'm glad we've got a nice thick crust. At first I thought it would be too thick, but no, it's not. It looks like a nice thickness. Well, I'm gonna dig into this and see what it's like. Mmm. 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 The little hint of lemon, the zest, it's absolutely lovely. If you're looking for the recipe, you can visit glutenfreeguide.ca. You can also follow me on any of these social media platforms. And coming up next is this. Thanks for watching.